Well, I got into baking when I was 5 years old, and Santa Claus bought me an Easy Bake oven for Christmas. So that's when I got into baking. When I was 12 years old, my parents ordered a decorated cake from a lady on our street who sold decorated cakes. Her name was Mrs. Warner. And so when I was 12 years old, I saw my very first decorated cake. And after that, I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I decided I was going to learn as much as I could about it and see if I could also decorate cakes myself. In baking, there's a lot of science that goes on, so you want to make sure you have the right ingredients and you mix them in the right order in order for your cake or baked product to come out successfully. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is beat the sugar and the butter together, because we want to beat them for a couple minutes and make sure we get as many air bubbles or air whipped into it as possible to be used later on by other ingredients in the cake. Okay, now I'm going to continue on and add some more liquid ingredients. I'm going to be adding the vanilla next, and then I'm going to be adding the eggs and continue beating on. Now we're going to add the dry ingredients, which is flour, cocoa, baking powder, and baking soda. The baking soda and baking powder is added to the cake batter to allow the cake batter to rise.
Last but not least, water and sour cream are added. When the baking powder and baking soda mix with these wet ingredients, carbon dioxide gas forms in the bubbles that were made when we mixed the sugar and butter.
Now that our batter is mixed, we're going to pour it into our prepared pan and put it into the oven at 350 degrees and bake it until it's done, which will be about 45 minutes.
Once the batter is put in the oven, the heat causes the bubbles to expand, and that's how the cake rises. It's all science. Tanya has a full-time career as a software engineer, but she's still been able to turn her love of cake decorating into more than a hobby by getting hired to create cakes for weddings and other celebrations. To handle two different jobs, Tanya has to know how to schedule her time so that the cakes are always ready for that special occasion.
I got into doing cakes part-time because I love to do baking and cake decorating. And I felt that if I got into it as a part-time job, I would have to push myself to the next level by spending a lot of time working on techniques, which meant a lot of experience, and also learning as much as I could from other people who already did advanced work. The rewards of getting into advanced cake decorating was seeing how the decorations could come out so wonderful that people would be so happy they'd want to pay you to make decorations to put on a cake.